Welcome back to the Doorkickers player channel. This is mission 72, Rainy Night on Venice Hill. Um, this mission, well, I only have recorded about 20 minutes of it, but I remember this mission being really hard because, and I'll just flip through the frames till we get to the. Okay, tap to continue. There we go. Right, so this mission is pretty difficult because you have the ability to have operators come in from here, as you can see, and here as well. But you also have the ability to have them come in from here. Now, I do remember it's not in here. I just checked, but I do remember trying to have the operators come in from here and then clear that way, grab a hostage, bring them to the rescue zone, clearing this way, right? Or even this operator going down here and clearing that way, right? So I remember trying this as well as having this guy come up here, right? I remember trying that, but I remember also failing at it. But it's not in this recording for some reason. So I guess I just forgot to record that. But that was not successful for some reason. Um, Either way, there are just heads up. There are more hostages in this room over here, so that's gonna happen. Um, but let's go ahead and watch the successful attempt of this mission. And break it down.
Door unlocked.
So, interesting thing here. So I'm entering with as you can see. So you can see that, right? So that means I'm picking the lock. Now, in your well, here I don't have that option right now, but in when you like restart the mission, you can press on top and choose let me just show you. So when you press restart, it should be in the beginning there. Yeah. So you can press right here, okay? And you can choose the weapons and like tools that these guys have. So there's a lock picking set, a lock picking tool that should make lock picking quicker. Um, but for some reason I didn't use it. But either way, lock picking is definitely the way to go if you want to be stealthy. So if you don't want to be making a lot of noise, if you want to kind of catch the tangos that are inside by surprise, you definitely want to be using a lockpicking
Door
set.
unlocked.
Additionally, you'll see right here, I have these little A's. Now, I can't zoom in because this thing won't let me, or unless is there a zoom option? That's it. It doesn't let me zoom anymore, I don't think. No, I can't zoom anymore. But you can see here I have uh, the A command, right? Set up right here. So what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to have the operators stop right there and then deal with all the tangos that are going to be in this area right here. So right here, there's going to be a bunch of tangos, and they're all going to fire on the operators that are here. And so having them stop here a lot gives them that like second to just deal with these guys first before moving on, because as you move on you can get exposed to more and more threats like from here, right? So that directly like right, but they can't, that doesn't work, right? So anybody that's in this box, if the operators move up, they can be attacked, right? But as long as the operators stay here, then anyone in this box can't touch them, right? Because they don't have a line of sight. So giving the operators a second right here to deal with these guys, that that makes a big difference. It keeps the operators safe. So as you can see, tangos, tangos, tangos that these guys are dealing with.
Go.
So now this operator is just throwing a flashbang into that corner over there, right here. And that's because there are more tangos here, definitely, because I ran through this mission so many times. So just clearing that just takes care of a whole bunch of problems.
Alpha. Go.
Okay, so this is kind of a bad um, situation to be in, right? So as you can see here, all right. So the route that I have, okay, for these operators, right? I'll use the different colors, okay. So operator 1, operator 2, can't really see that color, but it's okay. Operator 3 and operator 4. Sorry. And operator 3. Now, the problem with, okay, let me change the colors here real quick because that's BS. Yeah, you want to be able to see the actual colors that I'm using because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. Okay, guess that'll work. Should I just make it thicker? No, it's fine. Thickness is not the problem. Um, what if you just use darker colors? So operator 1, operator 2, yeah, that's more defined a little bit. Unless we use these colors, in which case operator 1, operator 2, operator 3, and operator 4. Whoops, made the same mistake. All right, so the mistake that's right here is this is the current route that I have these guys on, right? Now, this is a bad route simply because operators 1 and 2 are better at covering this area from this position, right? They're better at covering this area. Okay, and I might ask, why is that? Right, well, it's simple. This position right here, if they move, right? So if operator 1 moves, even moves this way, right? Right? Even if he doesn't do this, which he should, right? But even if he just does this, right? Where's his line of sight right now? All the way there, okay? That's his line of sight, right? You can see all that. I'm trying to make a straight line, right? So all of this is within his line of sight. But this guy, if he does this, he can't see anything until, now let's see. Right, so he can't. So he's got to move this way, right? He's got to move this way, and then from here, and then from here, he can finally start seeing past, right? So he can only start seeing from about there, right? So once he reaches here, can he start finally like looking past this corner, right? So there's just an extra amount of time between when operator 1 can see this corner right here and when operator 3 can see this corner right here, right? And so having operator 1 go directly that way with his line of sight and operator 2 go this way, right? So his line of sight only reaches here, right? Whereas operator 4's line of sight only reaches here right now. Make sense? So having operator sorry about that. So having operator 1 and 2 move across instead of straight up like they are doing right now, right? Provides a lot of cover from this entire area, right? So, and the same thing is the opposite, right? So the opposite is true for this side as well, right? Having operators 3 and 4, whoops, move this way provides a lot of coverage from this area, right? So having them move across would be better in this situation. Another thing you can do is you can have the operators all move up. We'll just use 1 and 4 for this example. And as they pass this corner, so as they're moving up, so operator 1 will just be looking that way. And then once he clears the corner, then operator 4 moves that way, right? That's another option. But me personally, I prefer the option where operator 1 just goes across, right? Because in the game, these guys can move sort of on each other, right? So that's why I prefer to do that.
Alpha, go.
So these operators did a good job. I'm not sure if it was the operators or me. Let's have a look here. So there's operator 4, kills this guy on the right. And then operator 4 kills this guy again. So that was just automatic because that's the way they were moving. But that's a pretty good job of dealing with threats from multiple angles. And as you can see here, okay, so this is interesting. So when did I change this? So right here, I changed the path. As you can see, I've got operator 3. Um, I'm sorry, operator 2 going this way, right? Which I don't completely agree with. Um, Still, it's not a good idea because now he's got a longer path, right? Than operators 3 and 4. So it's not entirely good. And as you can see by the red dots, right, by the red exclamation points and the red like dotted line, that operator 4 is blocking operators 2 and 3. So yeah, this is a bad path. This is not where you want to be. Right, where you want to be is having all 4 guys either lined up or on relatively the same line, right? Basically just on the same line, and you want to have them kind of just like facing, go back to arrow, facing like that, right? In that way, right? And when they're moving like that, right, and they're not spread out like this, if they're closer and more bunched up and they're headed in that direction, right, they're able to deal with those threats. So that's ultimately what should have happened, but that's not what did.
Alpha, go.
You can see again, Operator 4 was the one who had to deal with that threat because he was the only one that had a line of sight. And now I'm doing another thing where I'm covering with Operator 2. I'm covering this area right here. And technically, yes, it's good to have coverage of any area, but you want Operator 2 to be in play. You don't want operators doing absolutely nothing, right? If it's not necessary, he doesn't need to be there, right? So he could be clearing, right? So operator 1 should be able to cover this area by himself. Sorry, operator 4 should be able to cover this by himself. Operator 2 should be covering here. 3 should be covering here while operator 4 actually clears this area along with while operator 2 clears this area while operator 1 clears this area, right? So operator 2, operator 1, operator 2, and operator 3 is just kind of covering this general area because just in case someone comes out while they haven't cleared a room, right? But that's like the ideal, I guess, in this specific situation. Really, what you should be doing is operator 2 should be over here, and along with operator 1, clearing this, doing it as fast as you can so that operator 3 doesn't have to, provide coverage for that area. So, that's another in hindsight kind of thing.
Holding. Moving.
Okay. Wow. So many threats, right? So this is what I mean. The faster you move, the less time you have to be threatened. These guys were standing here for a minute. That's 3 operators, right? That's attracting a lot of attention, a lot of potential for risk, right? So you can see that while operator 4 was focused on this area right here, you can see a shot coming in from right here. Let's have a look at that, right? You can see that, right? As well as another shot coming in from right here, right? So these tangos can see the operators, but the operators can't see the tangos, right? Because they're kind of just in a bad position, right? So when I turn this operator to look that way, operator 3 to look that way, he can't see anything, right? So this is just a bad position to be in. Luckily, it works out. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's too fast. Let's go. Let's go slowly. Okay, so we get shots from the B side, from the C side. We get shots from the A side. Now, again, this is another issue right here. Operator 2 cannot address these tangos because operators 3 and 4 are right here, right? It's just a bad, bad position, right? Thankfully, again, 3 tangos right here. The flashbang didn't go through, right? So these guys are fully aware and alert. Oh, finally the flashbang pops. And now you can see here I have this operator going this way, but he still can't see anything, right? Because he was just in a bad position. This operator thankfully can look in that direction, so now he's able to deal with that. We also have another tango in this area right here. Um, okay, so finally this tango gets taken out. these two operators are super injured. Flashbang goes off, disorients these two guys, right, that are here and here. So that's dealt with. There's another tango up here. This operator is looking that way when he should be focused that way. And this operator is going into an empty room. Just one big mess. Okay, another operator gets injured. This hostage almost dies. Thankfully, he doesn't. Takes like a gazillion shots to get this tango down. And now this operator on the C side is going to grab that hostage. Operator 1 is clearing the BC corner. Another bad situation. So we've got operators here and another operator right behind him, right in the line of sight. He can't shoot. What is he supposed to do? And this operator doesn't have his gun up because he just opened the door. So his gun is down. What is he supposed to do? Right?
Good job.
Just a bad um, situation. So many things went wrong. Now, if you're wondering why there's so much blood, which I am right now, until I realized that I have the gore turned up all the way up, right? So the gore is turned all the way up, and that's why there's so much blood. But yeah, this is you can turn the gore down on your settings if you want to. Let's go ahead and watch this mission from the beginning. So, as you can see, coming in quietly, and then shots ringing.
Bravo. Go.
Really slow start. They should have been already moving.
Go.
Again, operator 4 blocking the line of sight of other operators. Just lots of shots going off. Absolute
Good
mess.
job. We're done here.
On target.
I don't think it was a good job. I'll be honest. I think it was not that good of a job. It took 32 seconds to do that. That is, yeah. The mission should have taken a lot quicker, a lot faster, because you don't need that many flashbangs. You don't need to stop and wait for that long. You can stop and then move as soon as there are no tangos that are visible. Stop when there are tangos visible. Move when there are no tangos visible. So just yeah, this is exactly what you shouldn't do, but it's kind of like this is like if the B team had a B team, this would be their B team. You know what I mean? Like if the A team had a B team and the B team had a B team, or I guess it would be the C team, and then there was a D team, then this would be the E team. Yeah. Um this was not well done. This could have definitely been improved, but it is what it is. This was mission 72. I've already forgotten the name of it. If you enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, make sure to subscribe. If there's anything else that you guys want to see in these videos, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.